Girls, what do you think of my wee summer jacket? Isn't that nice? I love this. I got that on the internet. I know. I ordered a lawnmower, but that's what come. You mean you don't know what's going to turn up. But as I say, we want you to enjoy the night. We want you to show your appreciation for all of the acts. And we want you, please, to be respectful for all the artists whenever they're on stage. So that's really all I want to say at the minute. We're going to crack on with the programme unless Peter comes and tells me that there's something that I've missed, which wouldn't be highly unlikely. Oh, yes, there will be a happy hour tonight. Yes, yes, from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. All drinks will be £1 each. In the Seago Hotel in Portadown. There's a bus leaving at 9:30, so if you want to get it, you need to be on. But as I say, ladies and gentlemen, I want you now to welcome the introduction to our first artist, and that is Ronnie Herdman.
Hello, my name is Ronnie Herdman. I'm 38 years old. I live in Dromore with my wife Nikki and my daughter Heidi. I was honoured and privileged when Peter asked me to take part in this year's Stars in Their Eyes event for Air Ambulance NI. Having taken part previously, I know how good it is to be involved with so many great people who are willing to dedicate their time and efforts in order to help others. The rehearsals this year have been fantastic, and I know that the crowd will be in for a treat come the big night. Due to working long hours myself, unfortunately hobbies are limited, but when possible I still like to find time to enjoy a game of pool or some darts. The person I'm going to be tonight is one of the best-selling artists of all time, having sold more than 90 million records worldwide. He spanned various genres of music and has had the very rare honour of being inducted into the country, rock and roll and gospel halls of fame. Having listened to this person so much with my parents while I was growing up, I think it's fair to say that he has influenced my taste in music from then right up until this present day.
Gentlemen, please welcome on stage Ronnie Herdman. Come on. Well done, Ronnie. You're very, very welcome. You practicing away in there? All set to go. Have you got a few fan club out here, do you think?
I hope so, yes.
Where are they? That's good, that's good. So you've done this before, did you say?
I've done it before, yes, back in 2009 and then 2010 as well.
Oh, so you're a bit of an old pro.
Well, I don't know about that now, but we'll give it a go again.
And you like this genre of music?
Oh, absolutely, yes, it's probably been my favourite.
And it's been in the family, as you say.
In the family for, yes, it has indeed.
It happens to a lot of us, doesn't it?
No, it does indeed.
You hear as a child and then it sticks
down
and everything else. And you're now going to portray this man.
Hopefully so.
Who you think a lot. Well, I think it's a man. We're sure it is a man, isn't it?
I don't know where I have the figure for anything else, Gary, to be honest with you.
Ronnie, who are you going to be tonight?
Tonight, Gary, I'm going to be Johnny Cash.
What about that? The man in black. Well, good luck, Ronnie. Well done. We will see you after a wee while. So watch out. We're going to reincarnate Johnny Cash. So we are. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we now go to the ladies for act number 2, and we're going to have a short introduction of Sophie Tate.
My name is Sophie Tate and I am an A-level student at Dromore High School. Currently I study my A-levels. I study performing arts, music and journalism. During my free time I love to play piano, I love to sing. I sing in church nearly every Sunday. I do performances and musical theatre really is my life. The singer I will be performing as was an American singer and guitarist known for her interpretations of jazz and blues. She released her first album in 1992 and it was followed by the 1996 live solo album entitled Live at Blues Alley. Unfortunately, the singer had passed away in 1996, but her music still lives on strongly today.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next competitor and artist, Sophie Tate. Hiya, Sophie. Good to see you. Where's all the gang? Is that all of your church?
Yeah.
I thought that's what it. So you like the church music as well? Is that where you started singing, maybe?
Yeah. I got involved in choir in church, and then I got involved in singing in the praise band, and in fact,
Praise bands are very rowdy, aren't they?
Oh, don't want to mess with us on a Wednesday night.
And I mean, you mentioned musical theatre.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a grade 8 musical theatre student.
Oh, and where do you study that?
Studied outside of school,
Right.
and I also do it in school, and I would perform on stages like the Ulster Hall, done concerts in school, done plays and stuff, so this is a whole different ballgame.
Well, the Ulster Hall's nothing compared to this. I mean,
No.
look, we've got a royal box up there, twice as big as the
Hey.
Ulster Hall. Look at that. That's where the money is tonight up there. This crowd don't matter. Like, look at that up there. That's where all the money is.
Right, I'm
Well,
heading up there.
Sophie, who are you going to be tonight?
Tonight, I'm going to be Eva Cassidy.
What about that? Sophie Tate, ladies and gentlemen, well done, Sophie. We'll see you after a while. Thank you very much. Eva Cassidy, brilliant. Now we want you to put your hands together as we introduce Act number 3. Short video on Act number 3, Nigel Burns.
Hi, my name is Nigel Burns. I live in Drumore. I live with my wife Gillian and our 2 dogs, Odie, who's a miniature schnauzer, and Holly, who is a brown Labrador. I work for Belfast Harbour Commissioners as a port operations engineer. My hobbies include playing guitar and playing flute, going for long walks in the country and the mountains, and doing a bit of motorhoming. The person I'm going to be tonight was born on the 8th of January 1935 in Tupelo, Mississippi. His dad was a truck driver and he was a lover of gospel music.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome contestant number 3, Nigel Burns. Was very shy, and we go harder. Very welcome, Nigel. You were out for a wee jog there, I know, weren't you? Just get yourself psyched up. So, Nigel, has music been in your blood all your life, would you say?
I would say so,
I thought that by watching and listening to you on the video there. A wee bit of guitar and flute and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And you worked for the Harbour Commissioners.
For the Harbour
Are we allowed to mention Titanic? No?
that was a bad day.
That was a bad day. That was long before your time, Annie, wasn't it? I know.
Nothing to do with me.
I know. So, any other hobbies or music, a fair hobby or anything else that you like doing, or
No, just
no?
like going for country walks and up,
Yeah.
up the mountains for.
Up the mountains. This weather's been great for that.
Oh,
hasn't it?
wonderful, aye.
Have you done anything like this before, then?
About 14 years ago, I think.
14 years ago, and it took them that long to ask you back again.
Oh, you're right. It must have been bad.
You see, they wanted to give other people a chance. That's what it was.
That's right.
Nigel, who are you going to be tonight? Tell us all.
Tonight I'm going to be Elvis Presley.
Oh, all shook up. Nigel Burns, ladies and gentlemen. What about that? Oh, ladies. Could I make a request to the front row? We don't want any reincarnations of the old Elvis concerts. Please. In this hot and sticky weather, it mightn't be very nice. Just hold on to everything that you have on. Now, I want you now to watch. We're going to give you a little introduction to Act number 4. Please put your hands together for Rebecca McPartland.
Hi, I'm Rebecca, I'm 25 and I'm from Banbridge, but I currently live in Dublin with my boyfriend. I've been there now for almost 1 year and absolutely love it. I work in one of Dublin's top nail salons called Tropical Topical, where I specialise in hand-painted nail art. I'm quite a creative person, so anyone who knows me will know that I love all things glitter and sparkle, so it's no surprise that the act I'm going to be tonight brought a lot of glitter and glamour to Las Vegas. Not to ruin the surprise, but the artist I'm going as tonight is the only artist to have a #1 for 6 decades. She is also known for acting in a few films and dabbling in a bit of burlesque. On a serious note, it is great to be part of Stars and Rise for the 4th year now and to help raise money for such a great cause. I just hope I don't fall in my boots though.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next act, Rebecca McParland. Come on, Rebecca. How are you? You're very, very welcome. I believe you've travelled a great distance to be with us tonight.
Yeah, just all the way from Dublin.
From Dublin? You've got a wee bit of a Dublin accent.
Not yet, no.
You know what Mrs. Brown's front room looks like up there, then you see what... Yeah. So, you enjoy the singing?
Yeah, I love it.
As a hobby, or do you have a bit more than that,
I would
maybe?
sing the odd time in bars, but
Right.
yeah, this is very different.
Well, this is a big bar tonight, so it is.
Yeah.
Live audience, hard to beat. Lots of
Yeah.
family and friends all out there to cheer you on, I hope.
Yeah.
they're in the posh seats. So look at that. Oh.
They're the rowdy ones.
Oh, that's the dubs, you see, they can afford it. They probably brought a Rolls Royce Daimler or something else up with them, so they have. Well, we want you to enjoy the experience this evening. Have you done anything like this in a competition before?
Yeah, I've done this now. This will be my 4th year.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. That's only my first year, you see, so I have to ask you that.
Okay.
But tonight, who are you going to be?
Tonight, Gary, I'm going to be Cher.
Cher! What about that? Rebecca, thank you very, very much. Enjoy the evening. Brilliant. Oh, we're having some variety. All genres, all tastes, all eras, all catered for. I wonder what the next act's going to be. Now we're going to have a little introduction for Act 5. Kevin Jackson.
My name is Kevin Jackson. I was born and raised in Saintfield, but when I was 19 we moved to Killinchy to a farm. We've lived there for the past 5 years, and I suppose growing up I've always had a lot of countryside in my life, and I suppose growing up listening to a lot of country music in my earlier years. My family all love country music, from Johnny Cash to everything else to Kenny Rogers, and I suppose then in those years since I've really taken a love for country music, and I started writing songs myself and doing some singings. The person I'm going to be doing tonight was a huge influence probably in my early years, and he was a huge country music icon, I'd say, in the 90s right up to the present day, and I hope I did him justice. He was born in, I think, Tulsa, Oklahoma in February the 7th, and around my own birthday actually, so yeah, I've always loved him, and I hope to do his songs justice.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage act number 5, Kevin Jackson. Very welcome, Kevin. Good to see you. All right. You might want to adjust that to be a bit taller than the last lady. So you all psyched up and ready to go?
We're ready to go, I think, yeah.
Few supporters in, I think?
I think so, yeah, I think so.
Oh, they're all down here, so they are. So where did you say home was?
Killinchy, County Down.
All right, so you're not that far away from home then.
Right, but not too bad.
Not too bad.
I wouldn't like to walk it.
Closer than Fermanagh. I wouldn't like to walk back home. The HP company lifts the car, I might have to. So have you done anything like this before? I've asked all the rest of the acts.
I've done this before.
Yeah.
I've done before in Dromore, but nothing really this big or professional.
Right. So is this a bigger event than Peter has ever run before?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, bigger.
Right. He's really put a lot of effort into it.
He has.
Him and the team, they're fantastic. So are you looking forward to it?
Definitely, yeah.
All the hours of rehearsal and late nights and sleepless nights, and everything else. He has the fingernails he'd off himself out there. They ran out of chicken wings for the buffet and he was eating fingernails earlier on, so I mean, he's raring to go. But Kevin, tell us all, who are you going to be tonight?
Tonight I'm going to be Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks! Well done. We're looking forward to that. Let's hope he appears, that's all I'll say. And ladies and gentlemen, our last but by no means least act tonight is act number 6. Let's have a little video about David Sterrett.
Hello, my name's Davy Sterrett, originally from Dromore but live in Guildford now with my wife Vicky. I have 3 dogs, Betty, Gus and Taz. My hobbies are fishing and football, which I do badly. I'm being a member of a band that was formed in Manchester, 1991. Their album Be Here Now was the fastest selling album in British history. They also hired a bass player for their band who had never played bass before. The 2 brothers are now solo artists and are very successful.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome act number 6, David Sterrett. I'll tell you, David. Did you? You've got hecklers and fans in by the sounds of it. Did you catch any fish that day?
Funny enough, no, I didn't.
You didn't know there was no. Maybe you had
just an hour day in the Davy Sterrett
I
Award.
thought maybe you had no license or something, and or permit, and it was just all a sort of a mock-up.
Well, that's maybe something to do with it, to be fair. Like,
so listen, you must be obviously well known around here. Do you sing out and things like that, or are you?
I sing whenever nobody's listening to them.
Right.
That sort of way.
No. And you're well known, as I say, and you enjoy the fishing and the football. Dare we ask what team? No.
No.
Right, we'll not mention that, so we'll not.
Keep that quiet.
That might affect the votes. Have you entered a competition like this before?
Yeah, I done this about 10 years ago.
10 years ago as well.
Yeah, I had full of her then.
Had you?
Yeah,
Right.
I had full of her.
Is that the truth, Harry? 10 years ago we had. Did you
Well,
get
maybe 20 years ago.
Did you get married since that maybe, and that's what happened? You see all that stress?
No.
No.
Yes, I got married, but it's nothing to do with
It's
that.
nothing to do with that. But listen, put us out of our misery. Who are you going to be tonight?
Tonight I'm going to be Liam Gallagher.
Liam Gallagher. David, thank you very much. Good luck. Enjoy the night. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one final AV clip. We have a special message of support here for one of our younger artists. And I want you to sit back and watch this. And this is a special message for Sophie Tate.
Hi, Sophie. Just looking forward to Stars in the Rise. We're going to be taking part there in aid of a very good cause, the Air Ambulance, and I know you're going to be absolutely brilliant. So go for it, girl, and all the best. Thanks.
Hi Sophie, understand you're taking part in Stars in Your Eyes. Best of luck, go get it. All the luck from the music department.
Hi Sophie, good luck with your Stars in Your Eyes. I cannot wait to find out who you're acting and portraying and singing, but no matter who you choose, I am sure you will be absolutely brilliant. Relax, enjoy yourself, and have confidence in your own abilities because you are a fabulous performer. Good luck.
Hey Sophie, nice of you to join me in Mad Action Theatre. I hear you're taking part in Stars in Your Eyes. But I want you to know that you'll always be the star in my eye. Good luck. You! Thank you, Al.
Sophie, you're a star. All the best.
Hi Sophie, this is just a short message to wish you the best of luck in your competition. I am sure you'll be a star in it. You're a star in many ways. And viel Glück.
Sophie Tate, I may not be a judge on Britain's Got Talent, but if I was, you would be my golden buzzer act.
Hi Sophie, good luck for Stars in Your Eyes. I know you're going to do amazing. Do us all proud.
Good luck, Sophie.
Sophie, give it stacks.
Good luck, Sophie.
As they say on the TV, it'll be all right on the night. Sophie, that was for you. I hope you enjoyed it, because the reason that is because Sophie's friends aren't old enough to be here. Not like all of you old fogies in the front row. But listen, Mr. Judge and Mr. Judges and Madam Judge, is all comfy down there? Have they served the tea and toast yet? No, they haven't. And the Marmite. And has Winnie called round for a cuppa? No, we'll just watch her. Well, I need to ask, because we have two gate crashers who haven't got an audio visual, and they want to know, would you allow them to sing? Are you happy in the judging panel? What about the audience? Would you mind a wee late entry? It's only now, if you cheer loud enough, I will let them come on, because they haven't entered and they want to sing. But whether we let them enter the competition or not, put your hands together and welcome on stage Peter and Bobby. You've heard telling me and Bobby McGee. Well, this is the Banbridge version. Come on, give them a better round of applause than that.
Are you warm enough?
It'll cool down, don't panic. Buy more drink and you'll cool down.
Nobody ever wants to sing first, so we always do it, and it's called the Icebreaker song. You would need some ice tonight.
Don't be expecting too much. We've practiced this once or twice. Twice. There you go. Well, let's see how it goes. I'm gonna sit and knit here, Rodney, while you.
Small dance floor at the front. I can't lie. No more of your darkness.
Don't be afraid to sway from side to side.
All my pictures seem to fade to black and white. I'm growing tired, and time stands still before me. Give us a wave, judges. Frozen here on the ladder of my life. It's much too late to save myself from falling.
This is long, Rodney, isn't it? It's long.
I took a chance and changed your way of life. But you misread my meaning when I met you. And closed the door and left me blind by the light. Don't let the sun go down on me, yeah. Although I search myself, it's always someone else I see. I just allowed a fragment of your life to wander free. Oh, but losing everything is like the sun going down on me.
Rodney, I'm away here. You finish it now.
Mr. Peter Branker.
I can't find all the right romantic lines. You see me once, you see the way I feel. Don't discard me just because you think I mean you harm.
Just because you think I mean you harm, no.
But these cuts I have,
These cuts I have,
oh, they needed love.
they need love, they
to
need
help them heal.
Whoa, don't let the sun go down on me, yeah. Although I search myself, it's always someone else I see, yeah.
I just allowed a fragment of your life to wander free. Oh, 'cause losing everything is like the sun going down on me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby and Peter, come on, give the two of them a big round of applause. Oh. They're not going anywhere. Look at the two of them.
I've been told to stay.
We're going to have a wee word maybe from the judges. Well done, chaps. I think the audience enjoyed that.
Well, we just thought we would enter, as a late entry, so.
Well, I don't know that, but the judges are out on that. We'll hear their opinion now, because the crowd didn't have paid to see you two guys, so it could be trouble. We'll invite Mr. McMullen for his comments first. What do you think, sir? And would you like to pass judgment on these two fine young specimens?
Well, yeah. Peter, I have to say I was feeling nervous for you there after the first couple of minutes. But you showed yourself to be an equal. Terrific double act. Great effort. Real value for money. Thumbs up from here.
Thank you.
That's one vote anyway, well done. Now, Sir Geoffrey, we'll go to you next there, maybe, in your nice pink shirt. You're looking very well. You put them in a pair of red socks or something in the wash, I know rightly. What do you think? Would you maybe be a wee future? Could you get them a wee gig maybe in the London Palladium or something like that? What do you reckon?
I thought they did very well indeed. What a great start to the show this evening from these two guys. I'd say I was surprised. I hadn't expected this. It was fantastic. So well done. Great way to get us underway tonight.
Thank you very much. Well done. That's another wee positive. You're going well, boys. Now, you see, Sheila might be able to get you a wee gig, because she's out around the nursing homes and all them sort of places, Sheila, what's your verdict?
Well, I'm very surprised also. We weren't really expecting that. It was absolutely brilliant. And for the guys all backstage tonight, that is really good for them, for you. Come on, and you were absolutely fantastic, I'd have to say. To Bobby and Peter, well done, and I think you deserve another big round of applause.
Thank you, judges. Thank you, boys. Well done. We'll see how we are for time. We might get you back later on. Weren't they great? Fantastic. Broke the ice. As Bobby said, that's the icebreaker, and they done it in style, as I say. And you might see more of them later on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the competition proper. I want you to be excited. I want you to be appreciative, but I also want you to be respectful for all the artists and have the best of order and the silence in the room while they're performing. As I say, you can enter in if they ask you to, but please give them the space that they deserve. And our number one artist tonight, first on the bill to open tonight's show, would you please welcome on stage as Johnny Cash, Ronnie Hartman.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. Hey, get rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get rhythm. When you get the blues, get a rock and roll feeling in your bones. Get taps on your toes and get gone, get rhythm. When you get the blues, a little shoeshine boy never gets slowed down, but he's got the dirtiest job in town, bending low at the people's feet on the windy corner of a dirty street. Well, I asked him while I shine my shoes how to keep from getting the blues. He grinned as he raised his little hip hop, the shoeshine ragging. Then he said, get rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get rhythm. When you get the blues, that jumping rhythm makes you feel so fine. It'll shake all the trouble from your worried mind. Get rhythm. When you get the blues. Get rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get rhythm. When you get the blues, that rock and roll feeling in your bones, get taps on your toes and get gone, get a rhythm. When you get the blues. Oh, well, I sat down, I listened to the shoe shine boy, and I thought I was gonna jump for joy. Slapped on the shoe polish left and right, he grabbed the shoe shine rag and he held it tight. He stopped once to wipe the sweater away. I said, you mighty little boy to be working that way. He said, I like it with the big white grin. Kept on the bobbing and he said, again, get a rhythm. Oh, when you get the blues, come on, get a rhythm. Oh, when you get the blues, it only costs a dime, just a nickel a shoe. It does $1 million worth of good for you. Get a rhythm. When you get the blues.
Ladies and gentlemen, come on, Ronnie Herdman as Johnny Cash. What about that? Now, Ronnie, we go down to Mrs. Brown's sitting room. And judges, how this will work is we will ask one judge for a comment for each artist. So there's 6 artists, so you'll get 2 each sort of thing. So you can go round the table or whatever way you want. I'll let you decide who wants to go this one, and then you decide who wants the next one and who wants the next one. So there's no favoritism, and talk of brown envelopes.
Okay, I'm getting lumbered to this one, Ronnie. Great, very entertainment. I'm obviously very too young to know who your act is, but no, a great likeness. Very much like the real thing, and terrific effort, and very entertaining, Ronnie. So, well done.
Thank you very much, Ronnie. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Ronnie Herdman as Johnny Cash. What a start! Did you all enjoy that? The Man in Black, well done. Well, now, we move on to our second act, ladies and gentlemen. Act number 2 on your programme. And this is a young lady, as I say, who we saw earlier on stage, introducing her on the video and telling us who she was going to be. So would you please welcome on stage, performing as Eva Cassidy, Sophie Tate. Sorry about the false introduction, folks. I didn't realise she was bringing the Ulster Orchestra with her. So she didn't. So I'll take the guys a wee minute here to get set up. But as I say, we'll introduce her properly whenever the guys are ready here. And don't forget, you can still buy your programme. Hands up, has anybody won one of the free portraits? Oh, lovely. Oh, would that be a wee engagement one, would it, or something? Oh, look at that. I can tell the 2 of you. Oh, anybody over here get one? Oh, lovely, lovely. There's still more left, so if you buy a programme, you could win a free portrait and a sitting worth £175. But you have to do it before the interval, because Caroline will be gone after that, and she's down there now. So now, I want you to put your hands together and welcome her properly now. Are you boys ready now? Are you sure? You're right busking on the street, you wouldn't be as slow. And you're sitting there from dinner time today and ready to go. Please give a big, big Banbridge welcome to Sophie Tate. Come on, put your hands together.
Shining
Ladies and gentlemen, Sophie Tate. You have to be nice now and speak to the judges. Over to the judging panel.
Sophie, that's one of my favourite songs, and I closed my eyes and it was Eva Cassidy, and you sung it so wonderfully. And there was an alarm in the middle of it, and it didn't faze you one little bit. You kept your cool, you kept singing. Very strong voice, very, very powerful, and I think you're going to do well tonight.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Thank you, Sir Jeffrey. Ladies and gentlemen, Sophie Tate, come on. And her band, give the lads a big round of applause as well. Thank you, guys. And it was a bit like the Eurovision there. We thought there was going to be a bit of an invasion on the stage or something whenever the alarm went off. Why is he so popular? Is he a farmer with money or something like that, is he? I tell you. Well, listen, you're all sitting here, and the money situation in Northern Ireland is very bad. And our local MP over there doesn't even know this, but it's just been announced in a news flash that because Marks and Spencer's trading figures are so bad, they have decided they are going to merge with the other local retailer, Pound Stretcher. The new store is going to be called Stretch Marks. Yes. Yes. They make it better later on, you know, you never know. But now, folks, we're going to take another wee step back in time. We're a bit more up to date, but we're going to go way back now to one of my favourites. Would you please welcome on stage Nigel Burns as Elvis Presley?
Sometimes the strong winds of promise that'll blow away the doubt and the fear. If I can dream of a warmer sun where hope keeps shining on everyone, tell me why, oh why, oh why won't that sun appear? With too much rain, we're trapped in a world that's bothered with pain. But as long as a man has the strength to dream, he can redeem his soul and fly. Deep in my heart there's a trembling question, though still I am sure that the answer's gonna come somehow out there in the dark. There's a beckoning candle, oh yeah, while I can think, while I can talk, while I can stand, while I can walk, while I can dream. Please let my
Gentlemen, Elvis Presley is alive. And never mind being alive, he's washing with Daz. Judging panel, what do you think? Oh, Sheila, you're all shook up.
Hello? Oh, yes, sorry.
Did they put
Well,
50
Nigel, what can I say? Your rehearsing has definitely paid off tonight. What a great Elvis we have on stage here. And it's not the first time, actually, I have had an Elvis on stage, as anyone would know from Charisma days. But I think Watch Out Las Vegas, and you really played it well tonight. You had the moves, and you had the voice. So well done, Nigel. I look forward to the next one. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, show your appreciation for Nigel Burns as Elvis. Come on. Thank you, Nigel. Excuse. Did you think Elvis wasn't going to be fit to see through to the end? Did you left a wee chair for him? It's hard to get the staff, so it is. Nobody wants to work for peanuts nowadays. Not even the monkeys. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the female genre this time. And I want you to welcome act number 4. Please show your appreciation for Rebecca McParland as Cher.
I don't need your sympathy. There's nothing you can say or do for me, and I don't want a miracle. You'll never change for no one. I hear your reasons why. Where did you sleep last night? And was she worth it? Was she worth it? 'Cause I'm strong enough to live without you, strong enough, and I quit crying long enough. No, I'm strong enough to know you gotta go. There's no more to say, so take a breath and walk away. No matter what I hear you say, I'm strong enough to know you gotta go. So you feel misunderstood. Well, baby, have I got news for you? Only you I could write the boy. You don't wanna hear about it, 'cause I've been losing sleep, and you've been going cheap. She ain't worth half of me, it's true. I'm telling you that I'm strong enough to live without you, strong enough, and I quit crying long enough. Now I'm strong enough to know you gotta go. Come hell or waters high, you'll never see me cry. This is our last goodbye, it's true. I'm telling you that I'm strong enough to live without you, strong enough, and I quit crying long enough. Now I'm strong enough to know you gotta go. There's no more to say, so take a breath and walk away. No matter what I hear you say, I'm strong enough to know you gotta go. Now I'm strong enough to live with
What about that, ladies and gentlemen? Rebecca as Cher. Mwah. Over to the judges. Who's the Cher fan?
Okay, Rebecca, very popular song. Great song for getting people going, and you definitely had the back of the audience. We had a bit of going on here as well here, and very well delivered, Rebecca. Great voice, great lookalike. 10 out of 10 for the boots, and
I lent them to her. They're mine.
Keep it up.
Perfect fit.
We wish you the best in the second one. Very well done.
Thank you, judges. Ladies and gentlemen, Rebecca. Thank you, Rebecca. Well done. Isn't she brilliant?
Well done, love.
She's like the rest of us. She's like an oven-ready chicken wrapped in tinfoil. I'm medium rare. This is better than going to Slimming World. Just spend the night in the hotel here in Banbridge. You'll have lost a half a stone. And you know, the weather here is absolutely crazy. It was making me think that I was nearly away in Florida. Is there any Americans here tonight? Hi there, pal. You're all right. Is Donald Trump in, is he? Any Donald Trump fans in the audience? I have to tell you, in a recent survey in the Irish News, 75% of the people interviewed reckoned that Donald Trump was doing the work of two men. Yes, Laurel and Hardy. Where I come from in Fermanagh, we had the Americans a few years ago, and they know everything. They were over for the G8 summit, and the Americans were there. Barack Obama and Angela Merkel was there, David Cameron, and they come to the lovely Lough Erne Resort. And of course, because the president was there, the Americans sent the Secret Service. The Secret Service guy was out with his big camera taking a few photographs. And he looked down into this field, and he saw a guy in the field, and he says, "Ha, farmer," he says, "what are you doing down there?" Farmer says, "I'm digging a few spuds." Ma, the Yank says, "They're not too big." No, the farmer says it wasn't too good a year. He says, "They didn't grow too well." Ma, the Yank says, "Over in America," he says, "we grow the potatoes as big as footballs." Farmer says, "In Ireland, we grow them to suit our mouths." and they know everything. He looked down the field and he says, "Ha, farmer, you got some cows in that field, but your cows have no horns." He says, "How come?" He says, "Our cows in Texas have got horns the length of your arm." Farmer says, "There could be a few reasons why them cows has no horns." He says, "The first reason could be they might have been born without horns." He says, "The second reason could be the farmer that owns them might have cut the horns off them." But he says, "The third and the main reason is them's horses." Now, that's the boys that has their finger on the button. Madam, thank you for clapping. Can you come home with me? That's very good. The rest of I love you. Are you available? Anyway, are we ready? Yes. I've been joined on stage by a couple of cowboys. Oh, the cowgirl. So I have. Would you please welcome our next act, ladies and gentlemen? Act number 5. This young gentleman is going to be Gareth Brooks. Please welcome Kevin Jackson.
Hello. Good evening, folks. How's everybody doing? Good? Good. Well, the song we're going to do, I think everybody in here should know it. So if you know it, sing along, give us a hand with it. Thanks. Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your black tie thing. The last one to know. The last one to show, I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I saw the surprise and the fear in his eyes when I took his glass of champagne. Well, I toasted you, said, "Honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain. 'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. But I'll be okay. Now I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I got friends in low places. Alright. I guess I was wrong, I just don't belong. But then, I've been there before. Everything's alright. You just say goodnight and I'll show myself to the door. Hey, I didn't mean to cause a big scene. Just give me an hour and then we'll all be as high as that ivory tower that you're living in. 'Cause I got friends in places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. But I'll be okay. Now I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I got friends in low places. I guess I was wrong, I just don't belong. But then, I've been there before. Everything's alright. You just say goodnight and I'll show myself to the door. Hey, I didn't mean to cause a big scene. Just wait till I finish this glass. Then sweet little lady, I'll head back to the bar and you can kiss my ass. 'Cause I got friends in places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. But I'll be okay. Now I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I got friends in low places. Yeah, I got friends in low places. Thank you. Thank you.
Round of applause as Garth Brooks. Well done. Over to the judging panel.
Well, I have to say, you look the part, and fantastic backups as well with the support group. That was a very strong performance, Kevin. Really well done. And I think you perfected the Garth Brooks voice. It came across very, very strongly. In actual fact, I think you really nailed it tonight, and I think you're going to be a hard act to beat.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Kevin. It's Garth Brooks. Well done, guys. Thanks very much. You see, you didn't think that this show was planned. Me telling you jokes about Americans and everything else. That was all meant to be. Well, folks, we're nearly coming to the end of the first half. At the end of the next act, we're going to try and really get you to put your hands in your pockets in a couple of different ways. So if you've got your card with you, or your bank book or checkbook or anything you want, we'll take anything off you, an IOU even, as long as Peter or Bobby knows you and you want to mortgage the house over anything that got to Air Ambulance. We'll gladly accept anything tonight, so we will. But our last act, but by no means least, in the first half of tonight's Stars in Your Eyes for Air Ambulance here in the Belmont and Banbridge. Would you please welcome, as Oasis, David Sterrett.
to play. You said that you'd never been, but all the things that you've seen slowly fade away. So I start a revolution from my bed, 'cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, the summertime's in bloom. Stand up beside the fireplace and take that look from off your face, 'cause you ain't never gonna burn my heart out. So Sally can't wait, she knows it's too late as she's walking on by. Her soul slides away, but don't look back in anger, I heard you say. Take me to the place where you go when nobody knows if it's not all day. Please don't put your life in the hands of a rock and roll band. Throw it all away. Gonna start a revolution from my bed, 'cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, the summertime's in bloom. Stand up beside the fireplace and take that look from off your face, 'cause you ain't never gonna burn my heart out. So Sally can wait, she knows it's too late as we're walking on by. Her soul slides away, but don't look back in anger, I heard you say. So Sally can wait, she knows it's too late as we're walking on by. My soul slides away, but don't look back in anger, I heard you say. So Sally can wait, she knows it's too late as we're walking on by. My soul slides away, but don't look back in anger, don't look back in anger, I heard you say. It's not today.
You know, Davey, I'd nearly say I think they like that. Did you? Over to the judges.
Well, Davy, that was absolutely fantastic. I'd have to say you just look like Liam Gallagher standing up there on stage tonight. You definitely could go and do a show for him. You could fill in for him. And what a popular song choice. A standing ovation. That is definitely brilliant. You're well worth. I definitely think you'll be hard to beat tonight, Davy. So well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, act number 6, Oasis, David Sterrett. What about that? Oh, I'm sweating just looking at them. Okay, folks, I know you're all very excited, but could I please ask you to settle down just a little bit before we bring on our first act? It's just fair for them to give them the respect after all the hard work they've done. And please, sing along and clap along, all right. But if you're out for a wee gossip, well, go out into the foyer or somewhere out of the road with the greatest respect. But I want you to put your hands together and welcome back for the second time tonight. Act number 1 on the Air Ambulance Northern Ireland Banbridge Stars in Your Eyes 2018, Ronnie Herdman.
Kentucky back in 49, went to Detroit working on assembly line. The first year they had me putting wheels on Cadillacs. Every day I'd watch them beauties roll by, and sometimes I'd hang my head and cry, cause I always wanted me one that was long and black. The one day I devised myself a plan that should be the envy of most any man. I'd sneak it out of there in a lunchbox in my hand. Now getting caught meant getting fired, but I figured I'd have it all by the time I retired. I'd have me a car worth at least $100 grand. Oh, I get it one piece at a time, and it wouldn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town. I'm gonna ride around in style, I'm gonna drive everybody wild, cause I have the only one there is around. So the very next day when I punched in with my big lunchbox and with help from my friends, I left that day with a lunchbox full of gears. Now I've never considered myself a thief, but GM wouldn't miss just one little piece, especially if I strung it out over several years. Well, the first day I got me a fuel pump, and the next day I got me an engine and a trunk. Then I got me a transmission and all the chrome. The little things I could get on my big lunchbox, like nuts and bolts and all 4 shocks. The big stuff we snuck out of my buddy's mobile home. Now up to now my plan went alright till we tried to put it all together one night, and that's when we noticed that something was definitely wrong. The transmission was a 53 and the motor turned out to be a 73, and when we tried to put in the bolts, all the holes were gone. So we drilled it out so that it would fit, and with a little bit of help from an adapter kit, we had that engine running just like a song. Now the headlights, there was another sight. We had 2 on the left and 1 on the right, but when we pulled out the switch, all 3 of them come on. And the back end looked kind of funny too, but we put it together, and when we got through, well, that's when we noticed that we only had 1 tail fin. Now about that time my wife walked out, and I could see in her eyes that she had her doubts. And she opened the door and said, "Honey, take me for a spin." So we drove uptown just to get the tags, and I headed her right on down Main Drag. I could hear everybody laughing for blocks around. But up there at the courthouse they didn't laugh, cause to type it up it took the whole staff, and when they got through the title weighed 60 pounds. Oh, I got it one piece at a time, and it didn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town. I'm gonna ride around in style, I'm gonna drive everybody wild, cause I have the only one there is around. Oh yeah, Red Rider, This is the Cottonmouth and the Psycho Billy Cadillac. Come on. Huh? This is the Cottonmouth and negatory on the cost of this machine there, Red Rider. You might say I went right up to the factory and picked it up. It's cheaper that way. What model is it? Well, it's a 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59 automobile. It's a 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70 automobile.
Ronnie Herdman, come up. I'm delighted to say the judges are back after 3 T-bone steaks, French fried onions and peppered sauce. Could we have your comments, please, from the panel?
Well, Ronnie, you're definitely back there and you went up a gear definitely from the first time. You were great on the first part, but this time you're actually superb. You definitely have a great Johnny Cash voice. It was excellent and you were well done and I think it was brilliant. Thank you, well done.
Well done, Ronnie. Congratulations. Come on, give another big round of applause. Fantastic voice. A great show. Well, that was brilliant, so it was. Listen, I live in a wee place called Kesh in County Fermanagh. And I don't know if anybody in County Down's the same, but we're a nice wee village and everybody looks after everybody else. But we had a wee incident in town the other day whenever this poor fella was walking down the street and he committed the cardinal sin of all men, especially when you're standing up where I'm standing. He forgot to zip up. And he met one of the local ladies on the street and she spotted his predicament. And she thought, how am I going to tell him without embarrassing him? So she says, excuse me, son. She says, do you realise, she says, that the garage door's open? Oh, he says, madam, is it? He says, did you have a look inside and see the Range Rover? She says, no, I had a wee peep and I saw a Mini with 2 flat tyres. And now, I don't know whether there's any Range Rovers or Minis in here tonight. That's too much information, so it is. But that was just a wee filler because the Ulster Orchestra were setting up again. So they were. And you know what that means? We're ready for act number 2. Would you please welcome for her second appearance tonight the very talented Sophie Tate. Come on, but...
Will you be my love among the fields? some that I've broken, but I swear in days still left, we will walk in fields of gold. We will walk in fields of gold. I've never made promises lightly, and there've been some that I've broken, but I swear in days still left, we will walk in fields of gold. We will walk in fields of gold. You remember me when the west wind moves among the fields of barley, and you can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while among the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as a hair came down among the fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sophie Tate. What about that? Over to the judges.
Sophie, your first performance tonight, I was blown away, and I was thoroughly looking forward to your second performance. And again, you haven't disappointed. It was terrific. Very, very lost. I think we were all with you on that journey, and very, very talented. Pleasure to sit and listen to you. So, all the very best. Great effort. Powerful song.
Sophie Tate, ladies and gentlemen, come on. Well done. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, guys. Clear off now and take all your stuff with you. Have you it all paid for, so to go back before the night, does it? He's out in HP. Now, where do you see this for expertise? The Ulster Hall or the Opera House wouldn't have stage hands like this. They're going to be very careful this time and make sure they remove everything that they're meant to remove. He got his first written warning, you see, so he did. He got his P22.5. That's the P45's the next one. Are you all right, girls? Are you sure you're all happy? And still sober. What about over here? You all right, Pat? Good. I wasn't asking you, putting your thumbs up there. It's only the ladies I'm talking to. You just sit there and keep. Have you the engagement arranged and all now? Aye. Just. Oh, is it already there? Oh, cheapskate. And then you bought the photograph for 20 quid. Not even. Never mind 20 quid. Look at that. I'll be looking at an invite to the wedding. The present Mrs. Wilson and I are 27 years married, and a wee bit of advice. I can never get it right. All the married men in here, hands up. Come on, fellas, give us a wave. Look at them, they're all that scared. Look at them, they're a nervous lot. I said to the present Mrs. Wilson, her last wedding anniversary, darling, where would you like to go to celebrate? She says, I want to go somewhere expensive. I put her in the car and I took her to the petrol station. Wasn't what she meant. We got home And I says, darling, you were very cross tonight. She says, I'm often cross. But I says, I didn't notice it until tonight. She says, no, because every time that you annoy me, she says, I get it out of my system without you noticing. And I said, how do you get it out of your system? She says, every time that you annoy me, she says, I go and clean the toilet. And I says, what good does that do you? She says, I use your toothbrush. Oh, they're bad, fellas. Oh, they're dangerous. They're dangerous. Now, I'm going to ask all the men, who has got a wee pet name for their wife? Now, it mightn't be the wife that you have with you, like it could be somebody else's, you know. Anybody got a wee pet? I'm going to own up to it. No. Do you know one of the most romantic nations in the world for giving their wives pet names are the Native American Indians. The Native American Red Indians. And I was outside Ballymena last week at the Indian reservation. You didn't know there was Indians in Ballymena. There's cowboys like, but there's Indians as well. And I said to Big Chief Red Bull, I said, Big Chief, what do you call your wife? He says, me call my wife 3 horses. I said, that's beautiful. I said, what is the significance of that? He says, nag, nag, nag. We all get that, boys, so we do, don't we? But listen, on with the show. Our next act is waiting in the wings. Would you put your hands together and welcome back for his second appearance, Nigel Burns. Come on.
Well, I said they're gonna set my soul on fire. Got a whole lot of money that's ready to burn, so get those stakes up higher. There's 1,000 pretty women waiting out there. They're all living the devil may care. I'm just the devil with the love to spare. So viva Las Vegas, viva Las Vegas. How I wish that there were more than the 24 hours in the day. Even if there were 40 and more, I wouldn't sleep a minute away. All the blackjack, poker, and the roulette wheel, a fortune won and lost on every deal. All you need is a strong heart and the nerves of steel. Viva Las Vegas, viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas with your teeth flashing and your one-arm bandage crashing all those holes down the drain. Viva Las Vegas, turning day into nighttime, turning night into daytime. If you ever see it once, you'll never be the same again. I'm gonna keep on the run, I'm gonna have me some fun if it cost me my very last time. And if I wound up broke, well, I'll always remember that I had a swinging time. Oh, I'm gonna give it everything I got. A little luck, please let the dust stay high. Let me shoot a 7 on every shot. So viva Las Vegas, viva Las Vegas, viva Las Vegas, viva, viva Las Vegas.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nigel Burns as Elvis. Come on, give him a round of applause. For anyone that didn't get a scarf, he's at Nuts Corner from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock tomorrow. And they're available at $1.50 each. Well done, Nigel. Over to the judges.
I thought at one stage Elvis was going to leave the building, but thankfully he stayed. And Elvis is alive in Banbridge tonight. Thank you, that was an excellent performance. Very strong performance, Nigel. Well done. Better than your first performance even, and that was hard to beat, so very good.
Well done, Nigel. Thank you, sir. Elvis is leaving the building. He's going to get his hips done now on the NHS. He has no hope. So he has it. He's not in too big a hurry. Well, folks, and I want you to put your hands together and welcome on stage now for her second appearance, Act number 4. Please welcome Rebecca McParlin. Come on. What about that, ladies and gentlemen? I always wanted to kiss Cher, so I did. Did you go mad with the scissors with your frock?
Just a little bit.
My goodness.
It was cheaper to buy it like this.
I hope it was the heat maybe got to you and you just wanted, you know. Over to the judges. Can see you through the smog.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
That was a brilliant performance, I'd have to say.
Thanks very much.
And you worked the stage to perfection this time. You really seemed to enjoy singing that song. And your voice, the clarity, and it was excellent. Well done, Rebecca.
Thank
That
you.
was brilliant. Thank
It
you.
might have been a bit more to do with the drink.
Oh, not a bit. Rebecca McParland,
10 out
ladies
of
and
10 for the outfit.
Well done. Thank you very much, Rebecca. Oh, that certainly got you all worked up, so it did. Now, Peter has asked me to tell you all that we're very generous and bought raffle tickets. The raffle is in the process of being drawn, and if you want to know if you've won, on your way out tonight through the front door again, the way you came in, the raffle tickets will be on the table, on the prizes. So on the right-hand side here, beside the bar, make sure you check on the way out, or if you're not leaving, check at the end of the evening to make sure that your ticket is not one of the winning ones, and then you leave without it, because if you do, I'll take them all to Kesh from Anna with me, and we'll have a nice wee party down there thinking of yous all up here in County Down. So we will. So, behind me now is our next act, ladies and gentlemen, and they're ready to go indeed. Our second last act in tonight's show. You wouldn't have dreamt we got there already, would you? What a night we've had. Would you please put your hands together and welcome back for his second appearance, act number 5, Kevin Jackson.
Hello, folks. This time we're going to do a slightly slower one, so if you get your phones or your lighters, whatever you have, get them in the air, and we'll get a bit of a wave going. Thank you. Looking back on the memories of the dance we shared beneath the stars above, and for a moment all the world was around. How could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd had to miss the dance. And holding you, I held everything, and for a moment wasn't I the king? But if I'd only known how the king would fall, then who's to say? You know I might have changed it all, and now I'm glad I didn't know the way Thank you. Thank you.
Come on, boys and girls, what about that? Give Kevin a big round of applause. And let's hear what the judges thought of Gareth this time.
Kevin, another great performance. Personal favourite of my own, and Gareth Brooks, big fan. You delivered on your first performance and equally again on the second one. The very best of luck. I thought it was terrific. Good luck to you all.
Thank you, judges. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin again. Give him a big round of applause. Well done. There's obviously a few Gareth Brooks fans still about yet, so oh, control yourself, missus. You nearly give that man a black eye sitting beside you there, so you didn't have him ringing in his wee order for the Chinese and everything later on. Look at him, like, he needs a wee bit of feeding, so he does. You know? Well, listen, just remind you again, don't forget about the raffle on your way out, because, and you might believe it, but just check, the tickets will be out there on the prizes very, very shortly. Have you all enjoyed the evening? Well, an audience makes a night, and I think you have all been fantastic. So thank you to you for all the support you've shown to these great acts, because they couldn't do it without you. And thank you for putting your pounds into the buckets as well, because that's what it's all about, to raise money for Air Ambulance Northern Ireland. So well done, all of you. So now, our final act in tonight's showcase, act number 6. Please welcome back for his final appearance, David Sterrett.
They're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. Feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we had to walk were winding, and all the lights lead the way of blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. You're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me.
David Stern, ladies and gentlemen, what about that? Good job. And for the last time tonight, let's hear from our panel of judges.
Wow, David, what a performance. And I really didn't think you could top your first performance, but you really did it. You interact with the audience, you've got a strong presence on the stage, and you look the part. Fantastic. Well done.
Well done, David. Again, enjoyed it. Thanks a million. Brilliant. What about that? Do you know, I think he shoots the hair. He looks like he go to a wee monastery or something like that, so he couldn't get a wee part-time job. So he could. Boys and girls, that has brought us to the end of tonight's artists. Would you please give all 6 of them a massive, massive round of applause? Come on. They have been working their wee socks off for the last number of weeks. They've been rehearsing in here, they've been rehearsing in church halls and all sorts of places. And I think you'll agree with me that it paid off. They were all fantastic and they put their heart and soul into it. So thank you to them for their fantastic entertainment here tonight. It just shows what talent there is out there in our wee country. And would you put your hands together for our judges down there now who have the hard job to do and bring it all together. So turn the lights off, quick, don't want to be in the dark. It's all right, there's no car tyres allowed to be let down or nothing, you're in Banbridge. Now listen, whenever I heard I was coming to Banbridge, I got very nervous this week. And I got that bad I finished up in hospital. I was only visiting, but I was in. And us men don't like the hospital, sure we don't, fellas. You old dogs like an odd poke and a wee prod every now and again. Some of you like a wee prod more than others. But us men hate the doctors. I don't know why, or the nurses and all this. And I arrived in and I said to the wee nurse, nurse, I'm very nervous. Any nurses in tonight? There's bound to be a nurse or 3 in the audience. Oh, please, nurse. Ooh. It's all right, you can take sick if you want. Somebody here to give you artificial respiration. I said, nurse, this might have happened to you maybe. I said, nurse, I'm very nervous. She said, what are you nervous about? There's nothing to be afraid of. I said, if you give me a wee kiss, I'd settle down. She says, not at all. I said, just one. She says, no. I said, go on, I won't tell if you won't. She says, no. I shouldn't even be in the bed with you, she says. So she got out and I got away. And on my way out of the ward, I was passing the casualty department. What department do you work in, nurse? Excuse me, nurse. I'm talking to you, nurse. Your bedside manner's very bad. What department do you work in? Don't say maternity, because it's not no good in here. It is. Neonatal. That's very posh. Are you looking after the elderly? Oh, I'll go with you if you're looking after the elderly, all right. And I tell you, if your hair's blonde, I'm definitely old, that's all I'll say. But I was on my way out and I was going past the casualty department and there was this awful racket coming out of it. Ah! And I went over to see what was happening. And this poor fella lying up on the bed and this nurse on top of him. And I was about to ask what was going on and the sister arrived. And she says, what's all this noise? And your man is, ah! And the nurse says, this gentleman has dislocated his shoulder. And any rugby people in here would know you don't get very much pain relief. A bit of gas and air and they push it in. And the sister says, you're a big crybaby. He says, it's very sore. She says, nonsense. She says, there's a lady in the maternity ward after giving birth to 10-pound twins. And she didn't make half as much a noise as you. He says, go up and try and push them in again. Do you hear the noise she makes? But is it any wonder? Is it any wonder? We get everything for nothing on the NHS. I was in Donegal doing a wee turn at a wedding last night, and in the south of Ireland they have to pay for everything, for their prescriptions, for their doctor's visits, and for everything else. But up here everything's for nothing. So now everybody expects all the mod cons and everything they can get. They're milking the system. This old doll of 90 years of age in Dromore last week went into the chemist. Anybody in from Dromore? Watch your handbags. She says to the chemist, she says, I want the contradictive pill. The chemist says, what? She says, I want the contradictive pill. The chemist says, madam, at 90 years of age, you do not need the contradictive pill. She says, I want it, you go and get it, I'm entitled to it. So the chemist went away and brought it out and handed it over the counter. You know what it's like, missus, just handed it over the counter to her. She says, I want it mashed. The chemist says, what? She says, I want it mashed. Now, the people from Hillsborough, they would say ground up, you know. You know, Hillsborough's the place where they don't salt the roads, they season them, you know. Very posh indeed. Like, you know, oh, awfully up, you know, awfully. And she says, you don't ground, she says, you go and ground it up, she says, and never say anything. So the chemist, for a quiet life, put it into the mortar and the pestle and ground it all up, put it into the bottle and handed it back to the old lassie. The old lassie took the top of the bottle, sprinkled it over the back of her wrist, and stuffed it up her nose. The chemist says, madam, you do not take the contradictive pill like that. The old lassie says, at 90 you do, for us all only in your head anyway. Now, I can tell you, fellas, and in a lot of cases, it's long before they hit the night. No, anyway, we'll not go there. But, I mean, the money situation, everything else, no matter about money, we can always go on holidays. Anybody going anywhere nice? Oh, yes, yeah. Where are you going, Pat? Hello, English? You speak? Port Rush? No, I can't hear you. But it's very expensive, I must warn you, to fly out of the international airport at Aldergrove at the minute. I was in for an early morning flight last week, and I went up to the little coffee shop and I ordered a ham sandwich, a cup of coffee and a bar of Kit Kat. And the wee girl behind the counter says, all right. And she went away, and I suddenly realised I had nothing, only a £20 note in my pocket. And me being the gentleman that I am, I said I thought I'd warn her that early in the morning. I said, excuse me, Pat, I'm just letting you know I've only got a £20 note. She says, that's all right, you can leave the Kit Kat back. And any nervous flyers? There's an odd nervous flyer about. I like getting there, but you know, when I get there, it's all right. But I was sitting beside this fella on the flight. Oh, dear love him, he was not well. Oh, he took very sick at about 10,000 feet. Peas, carrots, sweet corn, the whole works, you know. Where does the sweet corn come out of? That's what I'd like to know. Like, I mean, oh God. And I said, you've just made an awful mess all around the cabin. He says, I couldn't help it. I said, you could have used the wee bag in front of you. He says, I don't even know her name. And the present Mrs. Wilson and I, we like to go abroad every now and again. And we were going to Majorca. And we thought we were going to Majorca. And we came home and we spoke to one of these educated people. And they said, you weren't in Majorca, you were in Mallorca. It's a silent J. And I said, all right, I never knew that. She says, when did you go? And I says, the last week in June and the first week in July. And we had one of these crazy people beside us as well. This wee man was sitting beside us, and he says to one of the staff, he says, I'm very nervous. He says, I'd like a wee brandy to settle my nerves. Oh, the wee stewardess brought him down the brandy, and he was sipping at it. And he says, excuse me, he says, if I need another one of these whenever we take off, what do I do? And the stewardess says, just press the little button above your head in the panel. Oh, he says, right. 10 minutes after takeoff, your man, he's sitting with the glass up, pushing it up to the button. He was obviously from Banbridge. No, anyway. We got out to Spain, as you do. And when you're out there, you need to sample the real Spanish culture. There's no point in going out and eating a McDonald's or Kentucky Fried Chicken. So me and her headed down this little back street to this lovely, quaint little pub. Lovely little pub. And we landed in, and I went over to the barman, and I says, Manuel. He says, Senor. I says, Manuel, we'll have 2 glasses of vino tinto. Now, if there's anybody in from Lurgan, that's Buckfast. Only not in a brown bag. He says, Senor, and he set them up, and we were standing at the bar, and we were enjoying our drinks, sipping away, and all of a sudden I felt something touch my bum. Woo. And I said to her, did you see that? She says, say nothing. She says, we'll not get out of here alive. 10 minutes later, the same thing happened again. Woo! I says, I'm going to say something. I says, Manuel. He says, Senor. I says, Manuel, what sort of a bar is this? He says, why? Senor, what is the problem? I says, Manuel, there's someone after touching my derriere, or London derriere, whichever way you want. Oh, he says, Senor, you Irish do not understand. He says, this is a Spanish tap-ass bar. And, listen. Now, I know there's some of you coming in here tonight, and I was talking to the staff earlier on in this lovely hotel, and they were telling me there was a big gig on here last weekend, and they didn't know a lot of strange people. I think it was a wedding or something. And in the middle of the whole thing, a boy arrived up at the bar up here with his head on his shoulder like that. And he says to the barman, give everybody in the bar a drink. The barman says, everybody. He says, everybody. So we set them up. The barman says, that'll be £149. He says, I have no money. The barman says, what? He says, I haven't got a penny. The barman says, if you'd have done that in any of the pubs up the town, you'd have got your neck broke. He says, that's where I'm coming from. And the next night, it must have been a full moon. Another boy come up to the bar and he says, just give us 6 pints of Guinness and 6 halvings of Bushmills whiskey. The barman says, all at once, he says, you put them up. He says, and don't ask any questions. So the barman set them up and your man started a cluck, 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 knocked them back one after the other. The barman says, sir, I have a responsibility to tell you to drink sensibly. He says, you shouldn't be drinking like that. The boy says, if you had what I had, you'd be drinking like that as well. Well, the barman says, that's terrible. He says, what have you got? He says, £2.50. But I feel I have to warn you before I go, because that same weekend there was an incident. No, was that last year there was a wee incident here? Someone was looking at taxi. Now, who's going home by taxi tonight? No, or yous? Well, right. I thought it was the bus from the home was coming to lift yous. No. And it'd be lovely if your eyes were straightened. Do you know that? Yeah. And this fella, taxi driver, was driving out of Portadown. And at the far end of Portadown, he spied this wee nun. And she was flagging him down. Not too many nuns you see with Portadown, like. And he pulled over and she put her head in through the window and he says, are you looking for a lift? And she says, I am. He says, where are you going? She says, I'm going over to the Belmont and Ban Bridge. We says, hop in. So on the way over the road, they were cruising along nicely. And all of a sudden, she looked over his shoulder and she sensed that he was watching her in the rear view mirror. She says, my son, she says, what's troubling you? Oh, he says, sister, I couldn't tell you. She says, come on. She says, tell me. She says, and never mind. He says, no, I could. She says, come on. What's annoying you? He says, well, sister, he says, if you must know, he says, I've always wondered what it'll be like to kiss a nun. Oh, she says, that's nothing too bad. But she says, the only way you'd find out, she says, is if you assure me that you're a good Catholic and that you go to confession at least once a week. Catholic, he says. He says, I'm one of the best Catholics in the whole parish. And he says, confession? He says, I'm in confession. He says, every day, never mind once a week. She says, pull into that lay-by. He got out of the front and into the back. 10 minutes later, he was out of the back and into the front, and we're on the road again. Pulling up the avenue here into this beautiful hotel. The old nun looked over him in the mirror again, and the tears were streaming down your man's cheeks. He says, what's wrong? She says. She says, what's wrong? He says, sister, he says, I wasn't really honest. She says, what do you mean? He says, I'm not a Catholic. He says, I've never been to confession in my life. Oh, she says, don't worry about that. She says, I wasn't really honest either. She says, what do you mean? She says, I'm not a nun. She says, I'm going to the fancy dress party and my name's Nigel. Anyway, now... Oh, up you boy. But listen, I hope you have enjoyed a wee bit of a laugh after all that music. I've been Gary Wilson. We're going to collate the results and we'll be back to tell you who the winner of this great show is. But from me, for now, thanks very much. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again. Thanks for your patience for a wee minute there. Now, we're going to invite all of the acts that have performed on tonight, and they're going to sing together for us a very, very special song. So we welcome all together. I want you to raise the roof and show your appreciation as we introduce each of them. First of all, Ronnie Herdman! And Ronnie's followed by Sophie Tit. And keep the applause going for Nigel Burns. And give it up for Rebecca McFarland. You not finding needle and thread yet? No? And come on, give it up again for Kevin Jackson. And last but not least, David Sterrett. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, the stars of tonight's show. Come on, put your hands together one last time. And of course, Peter and Bobby. Come on.
Everybody's looking for that something, one thing that makes it all complete. You'll find it in the strangest places, places you never knew it could be. Some find it in the face of their children, some find it in the lover's eye, who can't deny the joy it brings. You found that special thing, you're flying without wings. Some find it sharing every morning, some in the solitary lives. You'll find it in the words of others. A simple one can make you laugh.
gentlemen, the stars of tonight's show, and the two main men, Peter and Bobby. Come on, give them a big, big round of applause. Oh, brilliant, 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 brilliant. Oh, I'm glad I come down from up there to get a wee better look at you. Look, it's like a Primark fashion show. Oh, hello. You were keeping quiet all. I didn't see you, Mr. Burns. How you doing? Look at your wee pink shirt. I thought you were riding in the Grand National. Oh, it's nearly worse than his shirt behind you. He's dressed for St. Patrick's Day. Look at him. Look at him. 3 fellas sitting in the pub last weekend in Ballynahinch. There's about to be nobody here from Ballynahinch. They don't get out that often. And one fella says, "Do you know, boys," he says, "I've always wondered," he says, "what it'll be like at my wake." Now, you know what a wake is, don't you, up here in County Down? I have to explain to English people what a wake is, and the best way I explain it is that it's like an Irish wedding, only with one less drunk, you know? They understand that. But this boy says, wouldn't it be nice if you knew what they were saying? What would you like them to say at your wake? The other boy says, well, you know, when you think about it, he says, I've been the local school teacher all my life, and I would love them to say he was a great man, he got all our children through school, they all got to college and university, they've got brilliant jobs, and we're going to miss them. The other fella says, goodness, he says, now you've set me thinking. He says, I'm the local doctor. And he says, I would love them to say that I was a great fella too. And I kept all of the family fit and healthy, and they've all lived long and happy lives because I looked after them so well. And we're going to miss them. The third boy, he says, do you know what I'd really love to hear them say at my wake? He says, I'd love them to say, look, I think he's moving. That'll never happen, so it won't. But listen, there's a gentleman going to come back out now who is very much the mainstay behind tonight, and I'm going to embarrass him a wee bit before he comes out. But Peter Branker, you local people know a lot more about him than I do, and he is worth his weight in gold. But Peter is not finishing with tonight, you know that. Peter is carrying on his quest to fundraise for Air Ambulance Northern Ireland, and he's asked me to tell you that he needs your support again, because he's going to do the biggest bungee jump in the world, apparently, in South Africa, which is over 800 feet. He's going to do an abseil. He's diving with sharks and all sorts of things. This man is unstoppable. And I can tell you that it's you people that keep him going. So please be as generous to him and support him in whatever way you can, because he wants to do these events coming up for Air Ambulance, and we really, really appreciate that and the Air Ambulance charity. So put your hands in your pockets or see him and see how you can help him out after tonight. Yes, give him a big, big round of applause. Come on. He is fantastic. And as I say, tonight wouldn't have been possible without him and all his committee and the whole gang getting together to do this. It's been my pleasure to come up and act as compere and play a very, very small part in it. Now, apparently, that lot that sung a minute ago want to sing again. Would you like them to sing again? I can't hear you. Would you like them to sing again? Well, we're going to welcome them all back on stage again. Come on, get the applause going for all of the acts that have appeared tonight. Come on, every single one of them. We've got Ronnie, Sophie, Nigel, Rebecca, Kevin and David. Go!
Together like man, ding ding dong. We're meant forever like shua, change, but we'll always be together. Woo! Yeah. We're one of a kind, like do. Our names are signed like boogie, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy,
Boys and girls, come on, what about that for a finale? Give them a big, big round of applause. Oh, dear lovely. It was like an armchair aerobic session in your wee nursing home. Some of them were very comfortable and other ones weren't, so they won't. Well, you know, we have one of the greatest countries in the world here in Northern Ireland. And we mentioned earlier on about the Americans coming over, and I always say that if people would leave us alone, we'd be a lot better off. Everybody comes over and tries to tell us how to do things. But there are people they think they're trying to help. And I'm going to tell you a little incident that happened a few years ago that not even the local MP knows about. This is kind of top secret, and I don't want you to tell it outside this room. His Holiness the Pope was on his way over to America. And on his way to America, he decided to stop off in the Holy Land. Now, anybody here been to the Holy Land? And not the Holy Lands in Belfast, you know, all you students. I mean the Holy Land. Did you put your hand up? Oh, there's money there. Oh, there's money there. I knew that. I'll tell you, girl. And in the Holy Land, one of the most special sacred places is the Wailing Wall. You know, you know, where all the Jewish people go to pray. It's a wee bit like outside the coach here, you know, on a Saturday night when they're waiting on the taxis. Is the coach still open, is it? I'm showing my age, is it? It is. And, of course, he's in there, and the security men have closed the place down. They're keeping the crowds back. And this wee fella wanted to know what was going on, and he pushed his way forward. And he says, Mister, he says, who's your man at the Wailing Wall? His boy says, that's the new Pope. He says, we're delighted to have him. He says, Mister, what's he doing? He's been there a long time. Oh, he says he's praying for peace in the Middle East between the Arabs and the Israelis, that they'd all stop fighting and get on with each other. And he says, who's he talking to? He's doing a lot of talking. He says he's talking to God. So that was all right. The crowd settled for another wee while. Another boy pushed his way through. And he says, Mister, we're fed up waiting. We want to get in. He says, up to the Wailing Wall. He says, who's your man? What's he doing? Tour guide says, that's the Pope. He's on his way over to America. We're delighted to have him. He says, what's he doing at the wall? Well, he says, actually, at the minute, he says he's praying for peace in South Africa between the black people and the white people, that they'd stop fighting and get on with each other. He says, who's he talking to? He says, he's talking to God. So just before he was about to leave, another wee restless runt got through. And he says, Mister, he says, we're trying to get in. What's the hold-up? Oh, he says, His Holiness is about to leave. He says, who? That's the Pope, he says. He says, what's he doing at the Wailing Wall? Well, he says, actually, at this moment in time, he's praying for peace in Northern Ireland between the Catholics and the Protestants, that they'd all stop fighting and get on with each other. And he says, he's talking away to somebody. Who's he talking to? Tour guide says he's talking to the wall. And sadly, it's true, isn't it? Sadly, it's true. But listen, it's been a pleasure to be your compere tonight, and I'm going to now invite up the main man himself to make the announcement of the winner. Would you please welcome on stage Mr. Peter Branker? Give him a big, big round of applause. And sitting down there at the back very patiently is the young man that starred on the video earlier on. And this young chap really is an inspiration for all of us that are here tonight. As you heard, if you were here earlier on, he was the first person to be helped by the new air ambulance here in Northern Ireland back nearly a year ago on the 22nd of July on their family farm outside in County Down here. Conor, would you come up and join us on stage? Dad, come with you maybe, or whoever else is there. Please give Conor McMullen a big, big round of applause. Conor is going to present the trophy to the winner. Peter's away counting money or doing something. No, he's here now. Come on, give Peter a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's away again. You can't keep this man still for too long. And as I say, please remember about Peter's other fundraising efforts, because he is a golden nugget that we'd love to clone all over the country. There's not enough people like him about. So come on ahead up, Conor. And Dad. All right, sir. Pleasure to meet you. Come on out here. John, how are you? You survived down there all right? Just check your car tyres before you go home. It depends what way the result will go. Right, Peter's in here. He's getting a wee bit of fake tan on, I think, before he comes out, because, you know, he likes to look his best, so he does. I love it. It worked, so it did. Right, I'm going to now hand over to him to make the announcement, and it's all in his hands.
Right, folks. We're a lot of rushing about all night, but yes, we've come to that part of the evening where unfortunately one person out of all the acts who have been fabulous and put a lot of hard work into tonight they're not going to be disappointed, because they're all good friends, and some of them didn't know each other before this event started, but they're all good friends now. So I'd like to invite all the acts on stage. So if you give them a big round of applause. We can say nothing much about Rebecca's outfit. It speaks for itself. Rebecca actually did tell me, Peter, I'm all going out for it, and that's it. Right, have we got all the acts on stage? Right, folks, as you all know, all the acts tonight were great. They were fantastic. It wasn't all about their performance tonight. It was about fundraising before the event. It was about their performance tonight and the fundraising when they were around collecting buckets. So, tonight, the winner of Stars in Their Eyes 2018 is Davy Stewart. Folks, before we make the presentation, I would really like you all just to give the rest of the acts an absolute fantastic round of applause. These folks have been practicing from January every single week, so they deserve all your respect. And I am certainly very, very thankful for all the hard work and dedication every one of them put in. So folks, we'll just do the presentation in 2 seconds, and then Davy will compose himself and get ready to sing. Just give me a wee second here, folks. Right, Davy, come you along here. We'll move a wee second here. Give this man a big round of applause. And Conor, if you would like to do the nuptials there. And of course, Davey, you know you have to share this with the group. Not down there, out the back with us. Right, folks, David is going to do another performance. David, I'm going to steal these, and I promise you I will bring them back. Oh, no, no. Right, folks, give them all these folks another round of applause as they leave the stage. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. Feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we had to walk were winding, and all the lights that lead the way were blinding. There are many things that I'd like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. Today was gonna be the day, but I'll never throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you're not to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead the way were winding, and all the lights that lead the way were blinding. There are many things that I would like to see. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me.
Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, a very worthy winner, David Sterry! Well done, David. Enjoy the celebrations in the green room. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could just have one wee bit of hush before we finish, and there's more to come for you, don't be rushing off. First of all, remember about the raffle. The prizes are now ready to inspect out there, but there's a couple of wee words of thanks. Would you put your hands together for the fantastic staff here of this hotel for looking after us so well tonight? Would you show your appreciation for the techie guys down there who have kept our sound and our audio visual? What about this display behind us? Come on, give those two lads a big round of applause. To all of the backroom staff here that have kept everything going and everything flowing, well done. To all the volunteers and to all of you folk for coming out and supporting Air Ambulance Northern Ireland. Because Peter has asked me to tell you that because of your generosity here tonight, this event has raised £10,000. So thank you for your phenomenal support and all of the sponsors and everything else that has went in to make this such a success. There's going to be some music if you want to stay and have a wee bit of a boogie. They might have to make a bit of room on the dance floor. But from me, Gary Wilson, good night, God bless, and safe home. Thank you very, very much.